What's up, Dan? Elegant Woodcraft in the house. See if you guys can see me here. Let me move that camera just a little bit. That's better. Who do we have in here? Dan. Let's see if my chat will open up here. Slowly but surely. It seems like the chat takes a little bit to open up on my laptop. Not sure why. There it goes. Joe is here. What's up, Joe? Plywood, what's happening? Poker, I'm doing good, man. What are you up to today? Oh, no worries, Joe. Do what you need to do, man. Hey, Ray. You making any benches this weekend, Ray? Poker, what are you talking about, man? Oh, Joe. The new channel you started. I need to look at that. I don't know that I've seen that. Hey, Moyoc. Joe, send me that channel. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to go grab something real quick. I need your advice on something. Let me grab it. Where is that sucker? All right. Whoops. All right, so a month ago, well, I did a video this week of my two of my Ryobi tools wouldn't start, my multi-tool and my trim router. So I blew them out with the compressor and they freaking started working. So I don't know if that's just a routine maintenance thing or what, but okay, so Ray didn't make a bench, but he made a challenge box. Cool, cool, Ray. So I bought this trim router from Harbor Freight about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the Bear. Let me grab it down here. I chose the corded version because my rigid had just gotten repaired and it still wasn't strong enough. I was making all those plaques, those solid cherry plaques. And then my Ryobi wouldn't power up. So I spent 60 or 65 bucks on this. And it came with this little bitty router support. So what I did on my laser, I cut two, or actually I just cut, I cut 2 pieces of plexiglass on my laser to get the screw hole pattern. And my question is, I just used super glue to attach both layers of plexiglass. So my question to you guys is, have you ever attached, what have you used to attach plexiglass to plexiglass if you have done that? I'm trying to figure out, I want to start selling these on my Etsy shop, but I want it to be right. Plus, I was on Peter with Fish Over Chicks, his live this week, and I told him I would make him one for his Ryobi. I think he's got the same trim router as me, and he was using he was making a router bowl, and it was probably about 9 or 12 inches, and he couldn't see underneath, and I said, man, I'm gonna make you one just for fun, right? So I want it to be right if I start sending these out. I want it to be strong. I don't know why it made me rejoin my live. That's weird. So if you've joined Okay, so Michael says double-sided tape. Michael Wilson, what's up, Michael? No turning for me. We're actually going to make a pencil box, and I was talking to Dan at Elegant Woodcraft about an hour ago on his live. I said, hey man, I want to make a box, but I need something a little different. He suggested a jewelry box with a tray, and I've made those before. It's been a while. So for the live, we're going to make a pencil box, and it's going to have a bottom layer for miscellaneous items, and then it'll have a little bitty tray for the top to hold your pencils and pens. So that's what we're making in the shop today. We're going to use hand plane for the grooves, and we're going to use power tools to cut the 45s, and we're going to try to do it live. I'm not going to do the splines today. I might do it after the fact, but we're going to use super glue and glue so we can set it and keep going, so we can build that whole tray for you live today. Now, Michael, I did get, where is that thing? Hold on, let me grab it. I want to show Michael. He probably knows more about this than I do. Where did that thing go? I bought a new tool. Of course, I can't find it. Michael, I bought a square, scraper. I bought a square scraper for the lathe. So, not sure how to use it. I haven't used it before. Me and Joe were trading emails last night about scrapers. This is a negative rake scraper that me and Joe were talking about. And it helps you clean the surface of your turning on the lathe so you get a smoother surface. I've been making a lot of those flat bottomed bowls. So I bought a square scraper hoping to get a little bit better result. So we'll be, I'll probably be covering that later this week. Hey Tobias, how's it going? Rusty, what's up, man? All right, so for my question, Moyoc said cement or specialized adhesive. These adhesives are designed to soften and fuse the acrylic surfaces, creating a strong, virtually invisible bond. And that's what I'm looking for, Moyoc. I don't want you to see the glue. I want it to be as clear as possible. So I found some on Amazon last night. It's like 40 bucks though. So I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback. Nice one, Poker. Congratulations, Tobias. That's funny. Ooh, Michael said, how about a lidded box on the lathe with the jewelry hinges? That sounds kind of interesting. Michael, I actually haven't made a box on the lathe before. I know what you're talking about. I haven't turned one. That might be fun. Oh, thanks, Joe, for that email. Hey, what's up, Vineyard? How's it going? Okay, so Michael said he hasn't used the square scraper. He uses the square tool. So here's my square tip tool, which has the carbide blade that you can turn around when it's dull. So, and I use that, but I'm hoping to get a little bit better with the scraper. I don't know. We'll find out. Joe, so Joe has a good suggestion. He sent me something that said if you're making people standard, I mean, if you make them managing moderators, they can't comment on your shorts. So Joe is saying you need to, if you add them as moderator, make them a standard moderator instead of a managing, and that should help it. So I'll have to try that, Joe. I don't think, let's see, I'm adding you, Joe, as a moderator and making you a standard moderator. So Joe, you're a standard moderator now. So, hey, Suzanne, how's it going? So, hey, let me switch the cameras. We're going to get started on this box. And let me show you some of the challenges I had. This week in the shop, the shop is a mess. I'm cleaning out all this scrap wood. I threw a bunch away. And I'm gonna make, I don't know, something to turn on the lathe with all that scrap. It's a lot of cherry. But what I did do this week is, a buddy of mine gave me this piece of laminate. It's usually like 120 bucks. He gave it to me for 20 bucks, so I installed it. And then I trimmed it up with some ash I had already had from a previous project. Hey Kevin, thanks for joining us. So that's one of the shop projects I did this week. I'll show you one more. I'm going to be making a video on this one. I turned this bowl, and guess what we're doing? One of my wife's friends, one of our friends, said, can you make one with an airplane inlay? So what I've done is I engraved the bottom of the bowl, and then I cut out a maple, and I'm going to trim that off. So that's going to make a plain inlay in this bowl. That's about, the hole is about 3/16 inch deep. But one thing I thought of, if you try to cut this with your lathe, your tools, I think it would splinter. So what I'm going to do is do another cutout. So I have a piece here that supports all these pieces. So it's going to be glued in. And then once I cut it out, I expect this to still be intact. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to be doing a separate video on it. But it's really cool. I think it's going to be fun. I mean, I could put anything in there. Bigfoot, anything you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? Logo, whatever. So let me show you what problem I ran into today. That's why I was telling you about this. I'm not going to drill holes in this. I'm trying to keep this nice. The glue actually scrapes off, so I'm not worried about that. That's no big deal. But I'm trying to hold this piece. This is what we're cutting a groove in. It wasn't holding. So I used the blue tape trick and super glue. So I have a piece of tape on the bench, a piece of tape on the piece of wood, and then I super glued it. So we're going to route some grooves. Then we're going to move over to the table saw, cut those 45s, and we're going to see if we can assemble this pencil box pretty quick. And for those of you that joined me, I made these, I've got these squeeze clamps. I don't like putting the phone in them because it always hits my buttons. So I cut a piece of wood and bought some more of these magnetic rings. And I basically just set my location. And now I can just stick it on there, and I set a few scenes. Maybe that'll help you guys if you're making content. So let's cut some grooves. This is that Veritas right-handed plow or box making plane. Basically makes grooves, and it makes decorative grooves or decorative molding. But we're just using it cut. I think we're cutting a 3/16 inch groove. I'm using the bench that Jay Bates sent me 3 years ago. And we're just cutting some grooves. And then we're gonna move over to the, ooh, that's a deep one. I think I hit a nut. Then we're gonna move over to the table saw. Get a little tear out there. Uh-oh, they broke loose. That's what I was afraid of. It really puts a lot of pressure when you're planing. I haven't found a better way to hold this. I haven't had much time to prepare this week. So yeah, I guess that came off. Let's try that again. I'm gonna have to scrape that off, that sucks. Let me see if I'm deep enough in that groove. We might be deep enough on that one, so let's switch to the other one. Let's see if we can make that work. Show you my process. Might not have pressed that down well enough. I want to also change this so it's not cutting quite so deep. Maybe that'll help too. Okay. Find my super glue. What's up, Dan? There it is. Forgot where I put it. All right. So we're gonna put some super glue on this bottom. This works for jigs all over the place, so it comes in handy. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how I can hold stuff like this on the new bench, on the new outfeed table, but I don't want to cut holes in it like I did previously. Give this about 20 seconds. I'm gonna try one other thing, get another clamp over here. Let's try that, that might help too. So let me know if you guys use the blue tape and the super glue trick. That should help. I'm gonna get one more piece too, put it right there. Let me grab another thin piece of wood. The thing when you're using this hand plane, you have to have a little bit of clearance on your height. So using this thin piece, get these chisels out of the way. Using this thin piece should give me the clearance I need. This is kind of what I do on the, when I have a sketchy piece for the miter saw, I'll do something like this. If this is on the miter saw, I'll hold it with another piece of wood with my hand. But that should be great, I think. Hey, what's up, Choi? How's it going? Sorry you're not feeling good, Alan. Hey, Joe, keep going. I'm looking forward to seeing your Lowe's project. All right, so let's keep cutting these grooves. And guys, I'm Steve with My Honey's Handmade. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to see where you're watching from. Hey, Chet, how's it going? Glad you made it. So, let's try this. Oops, that is not gonna work. Dang it. Okay, I didn't give myself enough clearance. See, this piece has to be over the edge, so I messed up. Sorry guys, have to do that again real quick. It's just part of the process. I'd rather take the time and do it because I don't want to mess up that outfeed table. I forgot I'm actually supposed to be on this side of the table. So let me grab that tape again. Hey, Jim and Thug Baby watching from Los Angeles. Welcome. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, this is the first time you watch my content, put new in your comments. And everybody that's been here before, welcome the new people. I think that'll be all right. Let's go ahead and reuse that tape. There we go. That's better. All right, now let's try that again. And hey, Alan, I've got a question for you. I haven't suffered with sciatica, but can you do stretches to help alleviate sciatica? And Dan says style of box. Dan, we're making a pencil box, but it's going to have a section on the bottom for miscellaneous, and the top's going to be kind of like a tray. I didn't have time for a full jewelry box. All right, let's cut some notches or some grooves. I think I'm just cutting too deep too, maybe. And I probably need to sharpen this as well. And I think I gotta come up with a better holding solution that I can use on my other bench. Come on, little buddy. All right, that's deep enough. All right, so that's what we got. Pretty good groove. That's plenty for a pencil box. Let's see if we can make, excuse me. Hey, Greg, thanks for watching, man. Glad to see you here. We've got a lot of different YouTube channels in here. So if you guys have a YouTube channel, feel free to share your channel. We're gonna see if we can make the grooves a little deeper here. We'll see if this lets us hold it enough. Not sure if it will or not. Oh, that's what it's doing. Let me change this up just a little bit. Change the slot we're on here. Yeah, I'm glad to see some new people. I haven't seen some of these names before, so. If you're new to the channel, I do custom furniture, woodworking, and laser engraving full time. So you might see me building furniture, using a laser for a lot of different things. Wood turning, we might make bowls or vases or knobs for furniture. And the laser, I do all kinds of stuff on the laser. I also do some DIY. Let's get this reset here. I wonder if that will give me enough force, holding power here. Let's find out. The Vineyard Farmhouse says, don't forget I have a live on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Central. I have makers come up and talk about their channels. Hey Vineyard, send me a email. Ray says I'll let Steve do that. What's he talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah, Vineyard, I'll try to make your live. It's always fun supporting other makers. It's a great community here on YouTube. I know Joe with Woodworkers Dilemma just put out a cool video last week about cleat wall. It's really versatile. He made a really good video and a short on it. That actually feels pretty tight. Let's see if I've got the clearance. Maybe. I wonder if I'm, no. It just feels like I'm too deep there. Oh, let's hold this thing. Come on, buddy. Right there in the middle. It's like it catches. I'm not sure why. There we go. And guys, if you're wanting to make a groove, you can absolutely do it on a table saw with a regular blade or a dado blade. I just happen to have this pretty cool hand plane. That's why I do it. So that's what we're left with. We got our grooves cut. The next step is to go over and cut the 45 on the table saw sled. I need to scrape this off. So let's switch camera. We're gonna go over to the table saw, and I gotta clean this wood up real quick, and then we're gonna switch to the table saw. Yeah, and Vineyard says, okay, wait, no, Poker's saying that table needs to be bolted. Well, you're right, Poker. This is only in this part of the shop because starting tomorrow, I'm building comic book shelves. So I've got 5 or 6 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood. So I'll be using this area for the build. So this is over in the back corner, but when I use it before, I've got this bracing it in front, and I've even got sandbags, about 80 pounds worth of sand. Hey, my wild home. How's it going? Now, hey guys, if you check out My Wild Home, they have, I forget how many acres. They're on an island in Canada, and they have a cool channel. They do all kinds of stuff. So go give them a follow. They've got some really cool content. Yeah, Poker, 103 in here, 106. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out. All right, there's my sled. I also bought this little guy. I've already got it set up to point at the sled, so bam. Oh, kind of cool having these already set up. So here's what we're doing. The box is going to be, we're making a pencil box. It's going to be 10 inches long by 3 inches wide. So we're just going to cut some miters real quick. I'm going to have to put on my gear. Make sure you're always wearing eye, ear, and lung protection, guys. I see a lot of people on here that don't, and I would not recommend it. Now, I've already got this stop block set at 10, so for my long ones, that kind of tells us where we're at. You know, I forgot something, dang it. I was supposed to make a second groove. I was supposed to make a second groove on the bottom. Oh well. We'll do something different for the bottom. I guess that changes things. Let me think here. I gotta think about this now. What else can we do for the bottom here? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use the table saw now. Dang, I hate to do it with these thinner pieces though. Let's think. It'll be all right. Let's use the table saw. Let me see if I got any comments and let's catch up on some comments here. All right, My Wild Home says, hey, we have a 62-acre island homestead. Okay, I knew it was at least 60. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, Joe, their channel is really cool. All right, guys, so I messed up. I should have made 2 grooves. We're going to use the table saw this time for the grooves on the bottom. So let's keep going. We don't want the groove to be more than, let's see how deep our grooves are now. So our grooves are right at a little thicker, they're right under 3/16 of an inch. So let's set our table saw height to that. That looks good. So the reason I chose 3 inches is I already have this piece of oak. That's going to be used for the bottom, and I think it's going to be used for the top too. I think it'll give a nice contrast. And you see, I just tested the groove to make sure I was wide enough with my material. Holy crap, I have 156 up in here. Hey guys, please hit that like button for me. Appreciate you guys stopping in. This is Steve with My Honey's Handmade. So hey, we got our grooves cut for our box. We're gonna switch cameras now. And we're gonna do a dry fit. Cut our bottom. Let me go grab my other tape. We're gonna get this guy put together pretty quick. Especially since we're using super glue and regular glue. We're gonna be able to keep going. We should be able to have this done on the live today. So thanks for stopping in. Let me switch this camera around. Oli is in the house. What's up, Oli? Thanks for stopping in, man. All right, let's get our super. Let me switch this around, switch this camera. All right. So guys, if you're a content creator, if you make YouTube videos, these clamps, I bought a couple of these off Amazon a couple months ago for 20 bucks each. And I don't like the clamping on my phone because it touches the buttons, right? So I went ahead and just made some blocks of wood so it just holds in there, and bam, we got our new location, right? Let me grab that wood we just, oh, sorry guys. Let me grab that wood we just cut. Need to grab a couple things. All right, so here we go. Make sure you guys can see that. So, I'm going to use this as a backer board or a straight edge. And this isn't grain matched or anything, so I'm just trying to see what looks best and make sure the holes line up because we did use two different methods. So that looks correct. Make sure you guys can still see this, okay? I got a crack in there. We're okay though, it's a pencil box. It's not gonna take a lot of abuse, I don't think. Okay. So the holes are all lined up. Let's flip it around. We're gonna use good old blue tape. And the Vineyard says, hey, are they pretty solid and hold it still? They're pretty good, Vineyard. They do shake if you bump it. Like if I was hand planing on this table, it would shake. But if you put it on something not on the surface you're working on, it works fine. Oh, I forgot one thing. Dang it. I forget a lot of things. We're gonna make this the front. Because it's gonna be a sliding lid, sorry guys, it's gonna be a sliding lid. I'm gonna go cut this off at the table saw, just this part. So I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Let me catch up on a couple comments, see if we have anything. Hey Brian, I'm Steve with My Honey's Handmade. Yeah, it's hard, man. You meet so many new people, which is awesome. It's hard to remember names sometimes, so don't feel bad. It's all good. All right, so let's blue tape this guy. And we'll get a measurement based on that of our oak board. We'll go cut the oak board. Then we're going to fit it on the inside for the bottom. And once we get that working, we can glue it up. And then we're going to move right on to the box that's going to go inside. So it's going to take shape pretty quickly. Let me get this glue or this tape open. You know what I mean. I don't have fingernails really well, so there we go, that's better. And you're just basically pushing everything in line with each other, and you can adjust it if you need to a little bit. Okay. Oopsie. The tape comes off if you're really tight. Sometimes you gotta get a little more slack. Yeah, I think I have the tape really tight today because that one came off too, so. Oh well, we'll redo it. This is fine to get our, hey, the good news is our miter joints look pretty good. I think it's easier when you have thicker wood for the miters. Let me tape this. I'll get our measurement here. See, that tape broke right there. No biggie. One more and then we can measure. Okay. Okay, so we are 3 1/4 inches wide, and then we were about 1/8 of an inch on each slot. So we are 3 1/4, we're gonna add 1/4 inch, so 3 1/2 inches wide for our board. Let's get a piece of paper. So we're at 3 1/2 inches wide, and our length for the bottom, we're gonna make it, we are 9 5/8, and we're gonna add 1/4 inch to that. So what is that? 9 7/8. So 9 7/8 long for the bottom. Okay, so we're 3 1/2 by 9 7/8 for the bottom. And my piece, that's why I did this, because I already had this cut up. This should be almost 4 inches. Ooh, dang. We're at 3 1/2. And we need, oh dang, we need 3 1/2. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. Okay, so let me go clean up this edge. I think that'll be wide enough. If not, we'll have to make these a little shorter. So let me go cut this up. Three and a half, 9 7/8. Whoopsie. What's up, Kizzy? Uh-oh, sorry guys. That thing's a little, sorry about that. Ooh, my bad. That thing is a little sensitive. Wild Home asked a really good question. What type of respirator do you use? I wear a 3M half mask. The numbers is 60923. That protects you. It's a P100, which means 100% particulate, which is dust. So that's the highest dust rating you can get for your lungs. It also is a vapor, so it has organic material. So when I'm painting or staining, it will absorb those as well. Hey, Kizzy. Kizzy says, hey, my man, how many days till we get on that table? In case you guys didn't know, next week I'm starting on a Dungeons and Dragons gaming table. So I've got some cabinets to build this week, so next week I'm starting on that. And Kizzy, I'm filming it because you asked me to. So let's see how we did on measuring. We may or may not have to go tweak it. Ooh, we did good. I like that. Now that's actually just to measure the width. So I'm gonna go sand this real quick, and we're gonna, let me get this off, because this is the bottom. We can glue that in real quick and move on. And since we're using super glue and real glue, or super glue and different glue, wood glue, it's going to cure pretty quick, so we can keep moving on for the project. I'm gonna go sand this as well. I'm just doing this for a test fit, guys. We're gonna dial it in. That's pretty good. Let's see if it'll shut. It's a little long over here. Yeah, it's long, you could tell. Not horrible. So I'm gonna take an 1/8 inch. I'm gonna go cut this off and bring it back. But I'm gonna gear up so you won't hear me talking. Hey, Michael, are you still on? What, Kizzy? Oh, thank you so much. I forgot, Michael, I hope you're still on. This is the new lathe tool I bought. Sorry, I just found it, guys. The shop is in a mess because that's just how it is, and then tomorrow I'll clean up. So here's my lathe tool. But it's a square scraper, so pretty excited. Kizzy, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm gonna gear up. We're gonna go cut that, glue this bad boy in, and we're gonna make a little tray for this pencil box. The cool thing is I made the slots with the table saw on the second set. So if you don't have a cool hand plane like me, you can also do it on the table saw. So it's very accessible, very easy to do. Just make sure you're using a good push block or push stick to keep yourself safe. Uncle Twig, what's happening? Yay, yay. That'll work. All right. All right, guys. So let's get you a better view over here. We're gonna glue this bad boy up. What you think? I haven't seen the quick latch. This one's pretty quick though. I just pulled it from the top of my head. I'm pretty happy with it, but all right, so we know that fits. We know we need some tape there. Let's flip this around and get some more tape on here. Lots of different ways to glue this up, guys. I prefer these, let me make sure I'm right here. I was not, so this is the bottom, okay. I prefer the, I always have to look a bunch of times. I don't know what I was saying, sorry guys. Now those of you who are new to the channel, my name's Steve with My Honey's Handmade. This is my full-time gig. I build custom furniture, woodworking, and laser engraving. I'm glad you're here. Please hit that like button if you want to see some cool content. I do a lot of lathe turning, laser engraving, furniture building. Next week we're going to start on a D&D table. That'll probably be a 2-week process. Knowing me, it could be 3. I mean, I'm not the best at gauging the amount of time it takes for a project, so that's kind of hard sometimes, you know. All right, so we're good here. I like to use these little acid brushes. Get them on Amazon. Of course, I did not bring the glue over here. Let me go grab some glue. Paper towels. Let's get a cut straw. I'll show you that trick. That works really well. All right. Now we're just gluing up the bottom. I'm going to glue up right there, right there. Then in the center, we're going to use some super glue. That should be fine. I mean, it's just a pencil box, and I may or may not come back after the video or after the live. I might add splines. I don't know. I don't always use them. You don't have to. I've seen some people, they're like, you don't even have to use them. And I'm like, eh. But I'd rather be too strong versus too weak, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we got our super glue added. Let's glue this bad boy up. I should have used some activator, but we're gonna be fine. Oh no. All right, let's the moment of truth. Crap, did I do it wrong? Probably. Come on guys, you should have told me. When people are watching, man, no, I do this stuff whether I'm on a live or not. There's a lot of variables, you know? Don't worry about, oh crap. All right, let's do this then. Sometimes that tape gets too tight. Put some more glue here. I think we're right. Let's make sure it lines up, maybe not. There we go. Pull it tight. Put the glue or put the tape on the other side. We're gonna go around and do the same thing, line everything up, pull it tight. Not bad. And we're gonna do it top and bottom. so you get a better joint top and bottom. We're just pulling it tight. There's no, you can use those, you guys ever seen those band, I think they're called band clamps, where they have like the little thing that holds on the corners. It's like a, kind of like a strap, a ratchet strap. But I don't feel like it's necessary. And you guys can thank Dan at Elegant Woodcraft. He makes some cool stuff. He gave me the idea today for a tray. So what we're doing, this is going to be a sliding lid pencil box. And already got taped there. Just make sure we're good. Okay. Let me grab that leftover wood. Let me check out some questions and comments real quick, guys. We're going to take a quick little break. Let me see. My Wild Home says the phone holder. That is cool. I'm not sure who she's talking to. Okay, Kizzy says the husband said the table needs to be sore loser proof. Hey Kizzy, how about we make like an ejection seat? I'm just kidding, but. Possum, what's up, man? I'm glad you made it. You were talking about coming yesterday. Very cool. Hey, I did make about the bowl I made. Oh, okay. Hey, Possum. Bear Milk, thanks for joining. So, let me grab that other piece of wood. Now check this out. You can use a square. Since we already know this wood is the same as the bottom, we're just going to slide it in here, right? That should, ooh, our slots are off or something. Hold on, I might have messed something up. Oh, it's like that groove is a little odd there. Okay, this, I'm going to have to trim this a little different. All right, so we're going to let this dry. So next step, let's see how deep this is. The lid is going to slide in right there. Right here, which this is going to be the lid, the oak lid. We're going to set that aside for a minute, but we've got, what do we need? We're going to go, how deep is this thing? It is about 1 7/8 usable. So I think, I see a little gap over here. I'm going to try to close this gap over here. Still think that's pretty good. Okay. So we have 1 7/8. So let's say this is the kind of stuff I envision putting on the bottom, right? This stuff's only like 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to say let's do a 1/2 inch strip all the way around. Let me find some wood to do that. Let's see. Perfect. I have this, that looks like ash. Oh, I don't want to mix woods. What do you guys think? Let's see if I have any red oak. So we're just looking for the piece to slide in there. Here's some cherry. Cherry, cherry, cherry. Oh, there's some oak. When I mill these things, you know, I quicker. Oh no, that's okay. That's from some other project, but that's fine. So we're going to say 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go cut this on the table saw, and we're going to just trim it all the way around. Seems like the, sorry guys, that magnet is not as strong as my other one. Sorry about that. Huh. Lesson learned. Now, let's take this over to the miter saw. Okay, so all I'm doing here, we're trying to build a platform all the way around, right? So we're just gonna get a 45 degree on here and then measure it, and it'll start making sense as soon as I keep going. And we can make a little box above it, so you'll have storage down here and you lift it up where the pencils are, and then you'll have all your lead, any other accessories you want. Almost. All right, there we go. There's one. That should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, Possum, I'm making the brackets. So we're gonna put these in here, and then we're just gonna fit two that push this. This is just set in there. It just holds itself together. Thanks, Poker. And then we're gonna make a tray for the top. And then we just make the slide. We already have the sliding piece. We just need to trim it down a little bit. So it's almost done. The box is almost done. I forget what these are called, Possum. I don't even know. So now we know, what do we have? We have 3 1/4 plus, let's make this 3 inches on this one. Nope, not big enough. I was wrong. Just a little more. A little sneaky. Nice. All right. So we got that in. Now we just do our measurement for that, for the box bottom. So that's 3 1/4. So we're going to go 3 3/16. Let's write that down. By, we're going to make this guy, this is 9 1/2. Slightly over, so this is like 9 9/16. We're going to say 9 1/2. By 9 1/2. So let's go see what we can find. Wait. Those are cleats. Is this what it's called? Those are cleats, Kizzy? I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. Is it blurry for anybody? I did see something on one of my lives last week where the video was in a couple of spots, it might have done auto focus or something. I'm not sure. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. Cleats, I don't know. All right, so let's go find another piece of wood for the tray. Let's go see what I've got. Let's get a drink real quick. Oh, Kizzy says the bottom runner's connecting the bottom to the side. Well, I don't know. I have no idea what they're called. If I had some walnut, that's too pretty. Let me go get my block of wood, see what my measurement was. So we need 3 3/16. But we need enough for the bottom and the sides, and yeah, so we need a little bit. Dan, it's coming along, man. Let me show you real quick. We're looking for the tray. Here's what we got, Dan. We have the box and the bottom, which is that's gonna be storage, so you can put your lead. And then on top of it, we're gonna have a little tray that you can lift out. So do you guys see the focus going in and out of focus? If that's the case, I'll have to change my setting. That could be happening, I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys are seeing. Good news is, I think we're done cutting 45s. So for me, that always takes 3 or 4 cuts. Well, crap, Dan. Where's my piece of wood with my measurement? There it is. Got a lot of stuff in here, guys. It's a messy shop. All right, so 9.5 inches by 3 3/16. That's some cherry, but it needs planed. I'm trying to find something I already have planed. And that's a drawer we made. Or something we did with the... That might work. Let's see how long this bad boy is. Let me... switch here. Yeah, I wonder if my lens is dirty. Some people have mentioned blurriness, so I'm wondering if... Is that still blurry? I'll have to turn the autofocus off, guys. Sorry about that. So here's the top. We need 9.5, so we got plenty here. 9.5 by 3 3/16. Ooh, that's right at 3 1/4 usable, so that'll work. So this is going to be cut down to 3 3/16, and then we're going to keep going. Make this thing. We're just going to knock. Oh man, is it blurry for everybody? What the freak? Hold on. Oh, I don't know how to change it, guys. I'm so sorry. Dang it. I think it's the freaking autofocus or something. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna clean my lens, see if that makes any difference. Still blurry? You want to see pretty walnut? Where'd you see the walnut? I don't know. It's all over the place. All right, so I'm gonna go cut this down real quick. Ray said he's not having any issues. Okay. Weird. I'll have to check the camera settings, guys. Thanks for letting me know, though. All right, 3 3/16, about 9.5. Damn it. Whoopsie. Well, trying to find some more oak. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Give me just a second, guys. Be right back. All right, since we're trying to save time on the live, here's what we're doing. Hey, Alexander, what's happening? So here's the two sides. We're gonna do a little super glue, a little regular glue. This is really just for the live. Actually, I think super glue would be fine. Might do a little regular glue. Bam. Whoops, sorry guys. Bumped that thing. What do you guys think we should do for the lid? I'm not sure. Hold it for 15 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Or 10, whatever. All right. Of course we need a tape measure, or of course my wood is over there, so you know how it goes. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. We are making a pencil box, Alexander. Pretty cool project. I think the last time I made a pencil box, I had wood from my dad passed away 6 years ago, and they used to live on 20 acres with lots of cedar. So I actually still use the pencil box. It keeps like keepsakes, things like that. Make sure this is the right size. Yep. So I don't know why I mentioned my dad dying, but sorry. Two and a light 3/16. So 2 3/16 light, meaning a little less. So let's go do that. I'll be right back. Two and it's, what was I thinking? I don't know. 2 and a fat 5/8. Oh man, it popped off. All right, let's see. I still haven't figured out what we're doing for the handle. Have you guys thought of anything? Yeah, you're right, Vineyard. Tony, that is walnut and oak. Good eye. I can't wait to see it pop when I put some finish on it. Yeah, that's some walnut, oak for the, gosh darn, how many times am I gonna bust that out? We're just wrapping up a tray. So when I was over there, I put too much pressure on the side and it popped one of these out. So that's no big deal. We're gonna glue in the side pieces or the little end pieces. So let's do a little super glue. We're gonna alternate real glue so we have more strength once it cures. Appreciate you guys spending part of your Sunday afternoon with me. It's pretty fun, man. Dan, I really appreciate you gave me the inspiration for this today. I was talking to you earlier, so appreciate that. I was like, man, what kind of box am I gonna make today? Okay. Give the lid a lip all the way around, but a tad taller than the handle. Ooh, Kizzy had a good idea. Make them stackable, like if you had make a little rabbit. That's cool. I've seen that on other stuff. That's a good idea, Kizzy. Well, Kizzy, we need to touch base when I'm designing that Dungeons and Dragons table. I need to touch base with you and tell you my ideas, and if you have any better ideas. Make you a collaborator. It's not perfect. Okay, this is where the straws come in handy. To get that glue out of the edge really easy. All right, just got to put this bad boy on. This is the one that fell off. I think a bird just flew in the shop. I have the door open. I hear sounds coming over there. I'm like, what? Come on, baby. All right. Hold that bad boy down. At the same time holding this. Now, one thing I didn't do was create a partition. Yeah, Alexander, I'm using real glue, like wood glue and some CA glue. That way it'll cure right now to where we can keep going. But here's the question. So here we go. Oh, ooh, that's a nice, what do they call that? A piston fit? That's a very nice fit. Nice job, guys. Oh crap, did I just break it again? Dang it. All right, I'm getting a little cray-cray. Come on, dude. It's a really good fit. All right, so instead of being crazy, I'm gonna tape this to hold it because I'm getting a little anxious. I'm getting excited. This is coming together and I like it. So that's always good, right? I think this would be a good craft show seller. I don't think I've ever sold one at a craft show, but I've only made one, I think. And that was for myself. Maybe I'll throw it up on my Etsy shop. All right, so let me ask you guys a question. Let me get your input. Holy crap, Kizzy. Gosh, you just gave me an idea. But hey, Kizzy just said about my D&D table, she goes, I was just daydreaming about making the entire table flip on an axle, so now I'm brainstorming. So here's the catch, Kizzy. The table is gonna be a hexagon table, and it's gonna have a leaf. So it's kind of like the wormwood table. That's the inspiration. It's gonna have hex, yeah. I'll send you some pictures. You should send me an email, Kizzy. We'll talk about it. I'll like message you or something. So all right, guys, so we got the box. We have the tray. So I designed this so that we can just throw pencil lead, any kind of crap, some extra pencils, right? Then you can put the tray in there. Oh, it's got tape on so it doesn't, ooh, gosh, that's a good fit. So, oh man, you know what I did? Look, I think it's too tall. Yep, the whole thing's too tall. I think it is, let's double check. Yeah, see, we're slightly too tall, so I'm gonna have to trim this off when it dries. I made it too tall. I changed it, you know, we measured it and I changed my measurement at the saw. I was like, hey, I want to get more room, so no biggie. Once this dries, it's going to be strong enough to run on the table saw. So anyway, what should I use? What kind of handle would you guys use? Should we just, if I had a partition in here, it would hold and make that as a handle, but I didn't think of that. I didn't want to go that in depth. Yeah, exactly, Alexander. You can cut it off, but you can't add wood. So now I'm thinking what we should use in the center for a handle. I kind of have an idea. I've done this before. Let me look. Dan said running across the jointer. I'd feel safer, honestly, running it against the table saw once it dries. I don't know. So what do you guys think? I forgot to tell you guys, I have I've made a, let me show you my other jewelry box, Dan. Dan mentioned the jewelry box in his live earlier. I made this one last year. Check this one out. This is one I made like a year ago. Walnut, Butch Mac top. But the problem is, I book matched it and it kind of tilts up. But here's that tray, Dan. I designed this tray and cut it out on the laser. Bam. What do you guys think of that guy? Isn't that cool? Bazinga. I love that one. Man. Got little magnets. I would have added more magnets, and I think, here's the problem though, Dan. See, it kind of, that lid, if I had more magnets, maybe it would close, but it's because they're book matched. I don't know, the humidity. But I think it's cool. I designed the hinges. I made them on my laser. I designed them and cut out the hinges out of leather. Thought that's kind of a cool look. Maple splines. Pretty cool. Yeah, the grain's awesome. I mean, but here's my question, guys. Would someone still buy it even though there's a gap? Like right there? What would you do to fix that gap? Because I love it. It's been in my shop. Yeah, I haven't taken that. I don't think I've actually taken it to a craft show. Brass handles. No, I made it. I don't want handles, but I made it specifically to where you can lift it with your finger over here. But that's one way. I mean, ooh, that's kind of an idea. I'm not sure if these are rare earth or not, Dan. I don't know. I've got a bunch of these. I might try a new, like maybe add one here and there. But you could add a little something there. It's kind of like Alexander was saying, you could put something there which catches it so you can lift up. But I think it's beautiful. Let me ask you guys a question. If you were selling this, what would you sell that for? This is 8 by 7. This is the only one I've made of its kind. Oh, here you go, Kizzy. Right there. It's just not being held enough. It makes me think if I added another magnet, it would equalize, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that kind of cupped on me, so. And I don't know if I could put a latch on there. I don't think it would do it because, see, even though I hold it, you got this little gap over there, even though the rest is flat. Yeah, that's true, Alexander. Anyway, I wanted to show that to you because Dan had asked me if I'd made any with trays. I actually designed this tray. Check this out. I designed it. This is solid walnut, but I designed that on my laser and cut it out. So, kind of cool, right? I guess I need to sell trays. People just buy trays from me. I don't know. It was fun. It was easy. It wasn't too bad at all. It wasn't easy. That's a lot of glue, but. So how about this for this one? I was thinking, I think just a center. I think I'll just glue one in that's centered, and I'll have a little indentation here and here on the side is what I'm thinking. So let me do that real quick. I think that'll be just fine. So we should be 2 5/8. So let me go cut this and I'll switch over to the drill press, show you what I'm doing. Where did my glasses go? Oh, there. All right, 2 5/8. The heck? Oh, okay. Well, so we got the piece. Now we're going to make the indention. I'm going to find a bowl bit and I'll make a nice little finger pull. There we go. Knew I had one floating around. Hey, Vineyard, thanks for staying longer. Appreciate you. Hey, what was your name again, Vineyard Farmhouse? Can't remember. Appreciate you guys hanging out. So let's get this bowl bit in there. Man, I need to clean this place. That's tomorrow. I'll clean it right before I dirty it all back up, you know what I mean? So we got a router bowl bit. And we're just going to put a slight indentation on each side. Sure. Oh, hello. I guess I need to clamp that sucker. Woo, baby. That thing was moving on me. All right. Sure. That's good enough for me for a little thing. Let's clamp it down. I got a little indentation there. Check it out. That's all we're trying to do. You got a little indentation. And look, it's doubled because it moved on me. Whatever. Oli, man, that thing works fine. You know, that drill press isn't horrible. And man, it's freaking off center. Whatever. You know, I'm good. Can't be perfect all the time, and I don't have a customer for this, so you know, whatever. Let's do it. That should be plenty. That is janky though, it's off center, but whatever, I don't care. Exactly, character. Hey, look, it is handmade, you could tell, right? All right, let's go glue this bad boy up. Well, guess what? You know those magnets I bought? There's my little setup for a piece of wood. The magnet glue came off, so I guess I'm gonna get a refund and get better ones. So now we're on the regular camera here. Camera stand, sorry. Gotta get set up. All right. Let's put this in there. Custom, there we go, Oli. You got that right, man. All right. Of course, I left the piece over there. Gosh, dude. Where'd you guys put that piece? There it is. I kind of like that though. I use this recently on a pool and that works really well. So here we go. Blah, blah, blah. There's my custom pool. If you want to measure it, let's say we are 9.5. So let's say, what is that, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, 3/4. Why does that look weird to me? There's 9.5. Oh, it's because it's supposed to be 4.75 dork. There we go. Hey, you know, whatever. Put a little super glue, a little regular glue. What is gonna drive me a little crazy though, being off. And you know, if you're making these all the time, I would probably, I don't know, if it was me, I'd build it with the laser, but you can make those little slots pretty easy on the table saw though. You don't have to have a big crazy laser. I would recommend it, but that's just me, I'm biased. All right, let's see. Sure, that's close enough for me, guys. That looks good. Kind of eyeball it. Sure. Bam. Hold it. Damn, you're right. Good gosh, Dan, you're killing me, dude. Dan's right. He's like, oh, is that going to be big enough for a pencil? Damn, Dan. All right, we're going to have to fix that. All right, man, let's go on an adventure. Dan, you give me good ideas, but then you slap me down to the ground. I guess this is what we're going to have to do. I got a pencil. Here we go. Nope. We're going to fix that, Dan. I got all kinds of crap in the way, guys, but we're doing this. I'm going to straddle my router table. Dan, you're wrong. It does fit just fine. Let me traverse. Woo! I'm about to fall down. All right, so bam, the pencil does fit, y'all. Well, Kizzy, Dan told me that when I added this, that the pencil doesn't fit. I think he was wrong. It totally fits. But guess what? We're gonna pivot. Originally, this was supposed to be for the lead. Now we're gonna make them work. If they want to find their pencils, they're gonna be in the bottom. What do you think? Heck, I even got a cool little whatever that is. Ooh, there's some magnets. What do you think? Custom. Oli gets it. I mean, come on. Now, the last thing I've got to do, I have to, when this dries tomorrow, I'll run it on the table saw. But that's a piston fit. That is a really good fit. And then once that's done, I'll cut the lid. I got to cut this to length. Then I'm going to do the same thing on it. I'll make a notch so that you can pull it to open. So what do you think, guys? I think for me, I'm going to call that a day. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty cool. Exactly. So what are you guys doing the rest of the day? Or what are you working on this week? Man, I can't believe this was almost a 2-hour live. Thanks, Dan. I think it turned out pretty cool, man. You know, you really kind of rush on a live to get it done, but yeah, I think that'll be good. I'll put, later this week, I'll put final pics of that. I kind of dig that. Like, damn. That's pretty cool. You know what? Could you make that a jewelry box where longer stuff is here and rings are here? I don't know. Have you seen jewelry boxes like that? Does that make sense? I could make the lid, Dan. You're right. Make a small, shallow box, mount a spring to the bottom of it, fill it with glitter, and press it down. Wait, make a small, shallow box, mount a spring to the bottom of it, fill it with glitter, and press it down into the tray before you slide the lid in. Man, I gotta think about that for a minute. glitter surprise. Yeah, Kizzy, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll do, I'll finish later this week. I kind of dig it though. I like the walnut and the oak contrast. It's pretty groovy. You can customize it. I can engrave someone's name on it, whatever you want to do, right? So, well, hey guys, appreciate you hanging out. Kizzy, send me an email because totally we'll go back and forth on this table. If you guys joined late, we're going to start a Dungeons and Dragons table in a week. This week I'm building comic book shelves, shelving units for a company. So thanks for joining in, guys. Holler at you later.